We're a team that was disappointed in the regular season. You've got an opportunity to open a new door, to start all over again. You seize that moment. We don't get moments like that much. So you got one. You seize it. You go get it, you take it. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Well, unfortunately for Carol Ross's team, they were bumped out by the #1 seed in the tournament, the LSU Tigers, the regular season champs. They are the first team to move on to the semifinals, which will be at 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night. Later today at 7:30, we'll see Florida take on Kentucky. And then our final game of the night, Georgia at Vanderbilt. That coming around 9:50 Eastern Standard Time. When we come back, it's going to be Auburn and Tennessee. The Lady Vol faithful, they are ready for Rocky Top.
There's what's real. Then there's Fox Reality. If it's something to talk about,
so many surgeries, so little time.
Shout about,
Yeah.
or gasp about,
I just kissed you guys.
Please, someone help me.
it's gotta be on Fox Reality.
Bring it on.
It's all reality, all the time. We're the only channel dedicated to delivering 100% reality. And Reality Revealed brings you more.
The audience chanted my name.
More of what you want. And Reality Revealed gives it to you like never before.
I'm gonna lie, steal, cheat to win.
Including uncut and exclusive bonus footage.
I wasn't there for the money, Evan.
We go behind the scenes and tell you what really happened. It's here on Fox Reality. All reality, all the time. Because you just can't get enough.
Now they're beating us on the boards out there, guys. This is your territory, Crimson. Do your job.
Crimson.
Hello? Hi, honey. What? Now? All right. Itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Hey, it's my girl.
You know, my daughter.
Love. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Auburn's Dewana Bonner had a big afternoon yesterday in their upset win over South Carolina. Her and Marita Payne are going to try to move this team into the semifinals as they take on the Tennessee Lady Vols. On the other side, Tennessee will be led by Candace Parker, who is making her SEC tournament debut. There she is on the court. We'll see how she can light up this tournament as the Tennessee Lady Vols look to try to repeat as the tournament champions. Well, later tonight, we're going to get a chance to see the Georgia Lady Bulldogs. The head coach of Georgia is Coach Landers, and he has been there nearly half his life. I know Coach Van Chancellor thinks that the Georgia Bulldogs have a chance to make it to the Final Four in Boston, and this team has made it to 22 NCAA tournaments under Coach Landers' leadership. Jen Hildreth found out early in the season there's more to this man, though, than just coaching basketball.
In the past 27 years, a lot has changed. I mean, there's been a lot of change in the world in general. Has it changed a lot on the court, or is this essentially still the same game you were playing, you were coaching when you first got here?
Well, I think some things have changed on the court in the last 25 years. Some things haven't. We still coach it the same way. We still want to play at the same speed. Good, let's play, here we go. You have young people that want to be as good as they can be at what it is they're doing, and in this case, it's basketball.
That's it, good.
How do you think you've changed over the years? Have you become, I don't know, more sensitive or softer or anything like that?
To hear former players tell it, I'm a marshmallow compared to the way that I used to be.
Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Where can it hurt you? Where's it gonna go, Danielle? Get up there. Stop. Is she standing? Is she standing? She's not open. You're not listening.
I really don't think that I've changed a great deal through the years. I'm still the same impatient person that I was when I took this job 27 years ago. I want things done. I want them done now, and I want them done as well as we can do them.
Work, work. It's coming, Maria. Work.
Well, you've talked a lot about how special the relationships are that you have with your players. How do you develop that kind of relationship and still get what you need to get out of them and you know, be the tough coach on the floor?
When young people know that you truly care about them, not just that they hit a jump shot, but that they're doing well in school and that they're conducting their life in a way that they're going to be proud of, that they are proud of. You know, you can ask for almost anything and get the response that you want.
You know, a lot of people may get caught up in him getting on someone or just wanting them to do their best and maybe get caught up in the way he expressed himself and maybe miss the next time when he may go and tell them good job.
Good, big, big. Get in, good.
It's hard to really like grasp when you first start because you're like, oh, well, he's so nice off the court, so why can't he be like that on the court?
How about getting your butt in gear and guarding somebody?
You know, he's got to be like that, and he's got to maintain that level of respect from us. We just listen to what he says instead of the way he says it. After all this time of working with young women, have you become a better man because of it, do you think?
Well, you know, whether it's because I've worked with young women or not, you know, I can only hope that I've become a better man. I hope that you know, I can improve from day to day as long as I'm living.
Andy Lander is one of the all-time greats in college basketball. We will see his team take on Vanderbilt tonight around 9:50 Eastern. When we come back, we will have Tennessee and Auburn. We will set you up. The Lady Vols trying to go back to the championship and defend their tournament title. We'll set up Auburn, Tennessee when we come back to North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers, and the money's great too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
The road to the championship continues with the defending SEC tournament champion taking the court for the first time today. It's the Tennessee Lady Vols taking on the Auburn Tigers in our second game of the afternoon. The Lady Vol fans out in masses here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Hello again, everybody. Bernie Gunther welcome you back for game number 2 of the afternoon. One piece of the puzzle is in if we're going to see a rematch from last year's final, which featured LSU and Tennessee. LSU advanced earlier today in their victory over Ole Miss, a final score 91-73. Now it's Tennessee's turn to see whether they can move on to the semifinal matchup. And on the court, it'll be Candace Parker making her SEC tournament debut, the current SEC Freshman of the Year. So it should be a good one between Auburn and Tennessee that met just last week. Auburn had a 6-point lead at one point. Can they hold off and pull off a major upset over the Tennessee Lady Volunteers? We'll find out about that and more when we come back. Dave Neal and the coach, Van Chancellor, will be courtside. The Tigers are ready.
Hey, it's just a sports conference. Yeah, people do dedicate rooms to their favorite teams, name their kids after coaches, and play fight songs at their wedding. At Regions, we know it's more than just a conference. It's unconditional love and bitter rivalry. It's the SEC, and it's what makes you, you. Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 800 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences, like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. Unbelievable! And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
A great crowd is on hand here in North Little Rock, Arkansas at Alltel Arena. Coach Van Chancellor's favorite song playing in the background, a little Rocky Top action as he's joined by Dave Neal for game number 2 here in the day.
All right, Bernie, thank you very much. Of course, this Tennessee Lady Volunteer basketball team, Bernie, has, I guess, garnered some attention for the wrong reasons. They've had some injuries. They've had to move players around. They lose their season finale at home to Florida. But, Coach, let me ask you this. If you're a part of that Big Orange Nation, are you concerned right now?
Yeah, I'm very concerned. If I'm Tennessee, and here's why I'm concerned. I'm concerned from game 1. The Tennessee defense is not what it's been in the past. And then you lose players. Now you got Zolman playing the point. I think she's okay as a point guard. It's defensively, I think Tennessee's got to improve in.
Well, let's talk about Auburn for a minute. Big win yesterday over South Carolina. Really dominated that game from the beginning. Today they will come in here, a young basketball team, but they've got DeWanna Bonner, who is a sensational young superstar.
When you got a kid like Bonner who is 6'4", has arm reach that makes her even taller, that can shoot the 3 ball, you see her points, you see her step up, she has the mid-range jumper. She plays out of the 3 hole. Used to 6'4" players played out of the 5 hole.
She has certainly got all the tools in the world, and just a freshman in the Southeastern Conference. She will have her hands full today. We talked about Tennessee briefly and some of the position changes they've had to make. One of the most, I guess, recognizable changes is moving Shauna Zolman, a great shooter. She's now having to play the point guard. What does that mean to her and the team?
See, I think Zolman has to have a mind change. I think she has to go from being so much of an offensive threat to getting more of her teammates involved. As you see her pass the basketball, she's got to set the team. She's got to run it. She's been used to going over on the wing and letting people set her up. Now she's got to be the one setting them up. She's got the tools. I think that Zolman has got to help her team improve defensively.
Zolman had double-figure assists when she took over the point guard position against Florida in that season finale, a game that Tennessee lost in overtime to those Florida Gators. This one should be a lot of fun. Tennessee and Auburn. Game 2 of our afternoon session. It's all coming your way next. Tip-off and lineups on the way.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 450 live college basketball games. Add conferences like the Pac-10, ACC, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaching shows. This is the place where college basketball never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. From the East Coast to the West Coast and beyond. It doesn't matter who you are when you do what we do.
A lot of reflection and soul-searching went into this decision, so it is with great excitement that I announce my commitment to Fox College Sports.
Okay, Reggie, do you deny that you receive over 800 live college events?
Let's just say it's gonna look mighty nice on my 52-inch widescreen.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
We are back inside Alltel Arena. SEC Women's Basketball Tournament continues. North Little Rock, Arkansas. A lot of Lady Volunteer fans once again making their way inside the Alltel Arena. Take a look at the starting five from the Auburn Tigers. Rita Payne, DeWanna Bonner, Kiki Carey, Natasha Brown, and Whitney Body. Whitney missed a couple of games due to a violation of team rules. She makes a big difference back at the point guard position for this Auburn starting lineup. Now for Tennessee, perhaps the most devastating news they could have received all season long occurred right here. That's when Alexis Hornbuckle goes down trying to grab a loose basketball, fell awkwardly on her wrist. It was broken, recently had surgery to place a pin inside that wrist to help stabilize it. She is out indefinitely, and because of that, the lineup has had to certainly go through some changes. Spencer, Parker, Anasicki, and Zolman have been consistent performers for Tennessee, but Zolman now moves to the point guard, as Coach alluded to moments ago. And Fluker has been inserted into this lineup. It's a bigger lineup, but they miss a little bit when they have to take Zolman off the ball and move her over to the point guard position. Pat Summitt, I think that pretty much says it all. 907 victories. How many did you have in your collegiate career? Do you remember?
Oh, 400 and something, something like that. I will tell you what's amazing to me. 83.7 winning percentage. They play everybody in the world except the Tennessee men's team, scheduling-wise. There's nobody they won't play at home, on the road, and then you coach in the Southeastern Conference and you win almost 84% of your games. That's unbelievable to me now.
They have won 11 SEC tournament titles. Her partner, or I guess you could say her opponent tonight, Nell Fortner, 3 games over 500 at Auburn in her second year, third year overall as a head coach. Of course, spent some time in the WNBA, also coached USA basketball team, the national team, for a few years as well, and also in the broadcasting business. Another one that was in the broadcasting business that's been run off to go back to coaching.
Yeah, but she won a gold medal too. And she's got a young basketball team. When you've got Bonner and Carrier, this is a very young Auburn basketball team. She's wanting to build this in her image. Show champion, the legendary show champion was at Auburn. Now, Nell Fortner's got a different kind of, thoughts, and I think that's good. She's going to build it, and I think she wants to be more of a running basketball team.
Well, something we'll keep an eye on tonight, and that is Tennessee defensively. Pat Summitt has talked about it really from the get-go this season, that this club just doesn't have that particular desire to play defense like some of her other teams, and that's cost them a few victories along the way.
I don't think they have the mindset to be committed like they used to. I mean, I think in the past, in the 80s, they were just unbelievable defensively.
Well, the mindset now is almost like, don't worry, Coach, we'll just outscore them. Some nights you're just not going to be able to do it, but if you keep going to Nikki Anasicki inside for the layup.
You cannot outscore people consistently, especially on the road. Some nights offense leads you. What's consistent is the big D and the big R for rebounding.
Here's Body, the freshman point guard for Florence, Alabama.
So that's where their defensive problems are, penetration. Most of them are ball penetration into the lane. You let people get in that close, there's going to be trouble.
Here's Parker, she was left open. Fluker couldn't get the roll, and Anasicki there for the putback.
Anasicki does a nice job of getting on the offensive board. This is a great big basketball team right now. You got Parker and Elson's playing two guard. Fluker, and you look at that size inside, it just makes Tennessee very big, very good.
This will be one of the bigger matchups you will see all year in women's college basketball. Both these teams sport plenty of size. Anasicki at the line, she's 6'4". Fluker goes 6'5". Parker's 6'3". Spencer is 6'3".
How about Spencer as your 3-player, Parker as your 2-player? That's pretty good size out there.
I would say 6'3" and 6'3" playing the 2 and 3 positions for Tennessee. But of course, Auburn's got Bonner. She's 6'4". She can play on the wing, handle the ball a little bit. Then they've got Marita Payne, who goes 6'5". Then Kiki Carrier, who's 6'7".
And yet, Auburn is really big. Payne's a shot blocking machine, but Auburn changed their whole basketball season when they put Carrier in. And she looks a little bit like an air carrier at her size. But see, that's been Auburn's problem. When you press them, they turn the ball over a little too much. That wasn't enough pressure then to turn the basketball over. But I think Zolman's going to do all right at the point. I don't think Zolman's problem is for Tennessee at the offensive point. She's handling it, double-digit assist against Florida. I think it's all about defense for Tennessee.
Well, her numbers speak volumes in that loss to Florida on Sunday. 22 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds for Shauna Zolman. 3-second violation against Tennessee. We'll give it back.
See, Tennessee right now is changing so many things defensively, trying to solve the problem. They've already run a half-court trap, a full-court trap. Now they're in a little half-court trap trying to force turnover because they don't want to play in the half-court defensive.
Long three from Bonner, no good. Rebound taken by Fluker. Actually averaging about 4.5 rebounds a game. Here's Spencer, who seems to play well against her home state school. She's out of the state of Alabama, Hoover, Alabama, just outside of Birmingham. Nice look inside. Candace Parker with the layup.
Yeah, what a pass by Fluker. But Parker's the real special deal. There's no better freshman in the country than Candace Parker. She plays everywhere. She's played a little point for him. She can handle the basketball. Good defending.
Brown pull-up jumper off the mark. Tennessee will take Auburn. They'll allow Auburn to have those shots all afternoon.
I think Auburn's got to be a little more patient on offense.
And a foul inside and count the basket for Taisha Fluker. The senior out of Pasadena, California with a 3-point opportunity.
See, I think if you're Auburn, you don't know if you can beat Tennessee. You're young. You'll watch Fluker go inside as she goes up and real strong inside. Tennessee still has the typical offensive players inside as you see a great timeout by Nell Fortner. It's early in the basketball game. You're down 7. You've got to believe your team is saying to themselves, can we beat Tennessee? We start 2 freshmen. You cannot allow Tennessee to go up, say, 10 or 15 early in the basketball game. Nice timeout.
Timeout by Auburn, a 32nd timeout. Tennessee is up a touchdown here in the opening moments. Pat Summitt in her 32nd year. You know, she has won 20 games, 30 straight years.
It's amazing. You look at what Pat Summitt's done. I said last Sunday you'd have to take a whole day on television to say what Simone Augustus. It'd take 2 weeks to say what Pat Summitt's done. I can't list them all. When I get ready to do a TV game, I don't even try to look at all the things she's done. I just say you look at a program. When you think about women's basketball, you think about Pat Summer.
Pretty much sums it up.
Watch this press. See, Tennessee now, they're going to try to force it. The turnover. You got a pretty young team handling the ball back there. And Bonner, let's see if she can give it up.
Bonner guarded by a much physically stronger Nikki Anasicki. Bonner trying to post up on Anasicki, and Nikki not allowing it to happen. Here's Rita Payne, shot clock at 3, and they are 40 feet away from the basket. Brown, body no good. Rebound to Sydney Spencer.
Right now, Auburn's having trouble getting into their offense.
Count it for Candace Parker. The jump shot is perfect to the free throw line. She will go.
Yeah, when you're strong enough to be able to carry the ball outside and to shoot a jump shot, you'll watch it right now. Nice pass from Zolman. Parker takes one bounce, goes up. She gets held on the arm. She can follow through, make the shot. Knows what's those types of actions separate the great players from the pretty good players.
Parker to the line. She connects on the three-point play, and Candace Parker has 5 points. Auburn trying to get off the goose egg here. We played 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Auburn did this trick to South Carolina yesterday. They held the Gamecocks without a point for the first 7 minutes of the first half. Quick 13-0 lead.
I think Auburn's got to quit taking the outside shots and let dribble penetrate, because that's what Tennessee struggles to defend. Too many outside shots.
Carrier can't convert when she did get it inside. Here goes Parker. Oh, my goodness. Tried a little finger roll, but Anasicki there to put it in.
Did you see that move by the freshman to go down? She missed the basket, but right now Tennessee's really on the offensive boards. They look like the Tennessee of old on the offensive boards this afternoon.
Blocked by Parker, and they say there's a foul on the inside. I don't know about that. Maybe she got her with the body. I don't know, but Candace Parker showing us a little bit on both ends of the floor. Just a freshman.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers, and the money's great too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
ParadisePoker.net presents the online poker experience. Learn to play poker for free and play in the world's only free $1 million online poker tournament. Play online at ParadisePoker.net to be our next poker millionaire. Online now at ParadisePoker.net.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
Bulky Chapman, the head coach of LSU, courtside after her club with a very impressive outing earlier today as they knocked off Ole Miss 91-73. And there's Melanie Balkum of Vanderbilt. They will play later today. Of course, LSU will play tomorrow. Melanie Balkum's club, they had a nice display last night. I thought they played really, really well.
The last 12 minutes of their basketball game, they were just outstanding against Alabama. What do you think about that Georgia Vandy game later on?
You said Florida-Kentucky's your best game of the day matchup, you thought today.
Yeah.
I think Georgia-Vandy's going to be my best matchup. I think that's going to be a great basketball game. Georgia stole one up in Nashville during the regular season, actually beat Vandy pretty good on their home floor.
but Vandy's much improved. You say that's just 10 days ago, but those things happen in athletics. They get better. Auburn finally breaks the ice by making 2 free throws.
Took 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Here's Parker. Zolme fires for 3. One of the best and prettiest shots in all of college basketball. I don't care if it's the men's game or the women's game. It is an awesome jump shot.
And when you're Auburn and you let her get away from the basketball, you've got to know where she is. She cannot have that open look. She's just going to make that shot too much.
Here's Brown trying to work on Zolman. Pull-up jumper, left it short. Batted around, and Parker will come away with it. For Parker, that'll be her second or third rebound to go with 5 points.
See, right now for Auburn, they've got a great size, but it's 1 and out on offense. No offensive boards. They got to find somebody that can go there.
Zolman to the lane. Left-handed scoop shot. It is 18-2.
See, that's because you're not stopping. You're not making Tennessee work for what they're doing. You look at this score. Auburn's got to find some way to make them make some contested shots with a hand in their face.
Auburn is 0 for 7 from the field. Here's Body. She'll pull up inside the arc. There. Auburn gets on the board. 1 out of 8 from the field. They now have 4 points. The other points came from the line from Natasha Brown.
When Tennessee does not have the break, they do a nice job of being very patient on offense and getting the ball inside and getting Parker nice looks.
Here's Body. 3rd assist in the league, 2nd in assist to turnover ratio. Off to Natasha Brown. Shot clock goes under 10, and Zolman comes up with the takeaway. Free throws on the way for Tennessee.
You know, I really like what Zolman is doing for Tennessee now offensively. She's running what I call as a control fast break. Sometimes LSU runs an all-out fast break. Tennessee right now, when they lost their two starting point guards, so to speak, they moved Zolman there. She's getting the ball. She's not walking it down, but she's moving it down at a pace being completely under control. And that's giving Tennessee some early opportunities without turning the ball over.
Sherelle Hobbs on the floor now for Auburn. Candace Parker takes a seat. She's limping a little bit, which is not a good sign. Last year, of course, missed her entire freshman, what would have been her freshman season, with a knee injury, had major surgery. But Coach, I mentioned it earlier. Tell me about Shauna Zolman's form as a coach. I mean, does it get any better than this? Look at that.
Look at her right elbow at a 90-degree angle. Her left elbow is on the right side. Her follow through, her rotation on the ball is just unbelievable.
I mean, it really is nice to watch her shoot.
They're examining Candace Parker's right knee. It's hurt a little bit. I don't think it's too bad, but that's what's hurt right now.
Right off the bench, Dominic Redding misfires from behind the arc. Here's Bonner chasing it down, going the other way. It is 20-4. It has been all Tennessee since the opening tip. And now, Candace Parker heading to that locker room. Is it the takeaway? Anasicki on the floor and a foul against Whitney Body. Nell Fortner has a hard time believing it. And that will be the second on her.
Nell Fortner thought the foul was on Tennessee, much less on Body. She couldn't believe that. I didn't see it. I was blocked out. I'm not taking a cheat.
Yeah, right.
I'm not
there is nothing in your way.
A Body was in my way. You know me. I'll say what I think about that.
Here's Zolman. She'll pull up, high arching shot. That's a 2, in and out for Shauna Zolman. To go. Tennessee's bench is down to 3 as Parker's in the locker room. And Spencer comes over and whacks Kiki Carrier across the arm. That'll be a foul on Sydney Spencer. That'll be her first.
Tennessee's just had a lot of injuries this year. They got a lot of great players, but when you get down to 8, 9 players, it's hard to practice every day to get any continuity doing with your team.
Yeah, it was hard to watch them do a layup line. They only had 9 players in that layup line. Usually teams will have 12 or 13 when you count the walk-ons.
Yeah, they got more people on the bench over there dressed out. I mean, not dressed out.
Dressed up.
Yeah, dressed up. My fault. Yeah, dressed up.
You can see that Tennessee bench.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. There's
Nikki
Hornbuckle
Caldwell.
with the cast on. Another girl I ran to back to coaching. Worked with her for a year, ran her back into coaching business.
In '97, she was working with you as I left the SEC and went to the WNBA. Holly Warwick. How about Holly? What a player. Been in Tennessee a lifetime.
Candace Parker back. Doesn't look like she is any worse for wear. We will see how quickly she gets back in. Still a 20-4 game. This has been a strange tournament. We have had a lot of, I guess the best way to say it is blowouts so far. Zolman fires off the back of the iron. Didn't get set, really.
Yeah, when she has to move a little bit, something like that, you cannot let her set her feet or she just dealt, shooting the outside shot.
Whistle. And we got a foul underneath against Tennessee's, and Sybil Dostie picks that up. Timeout on the floor. Candace Parker about to check in. Bad news for Auburn. They're already down 16.
The finest leather boots are at Big Phil's Boots.
Is really taking his time with this call, Jim.
He sure is, Bob. So this huge bug was headed straight for me, so I threw my flag at it and...
Maybe I should let you go.
No, it's cool. I just up my anytime minutes. Altal lets me change my plan whenever I need, so we can talk all day. So what's for dinner?
I was thinking meatloaf.
Oh, meatloaf. Yes.
When Altel lets you change your rate plan without extending your contract on America's largest owned and operated wireless network, what's not to love?
I feel like my head is swollen in this hat. Does it look big?
Before you go here, before you attempt this, and before you even think about going there, you need to go here. Cooper Discoverer Tires, built to take you just about anywhere. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Go to coopertire.com for more information and a dealer near you.
Tennessee leads it by 16, just under 12 to go in the first half. And, Coach, we've been trying to desperately find where Candace Parker might have tweaked her knee, and we think we might have it. It was just a strange play, but it was shortly after this. There is Candace Parker right there coming off the screen with the shot.
That's it. When she lands kind of awkward. She comes down. You see her kind of stumble right there off her leg or her knee, and they take her out right after that. That's when I think she got hurt, but obviously it's not very bad because she's back in the game.
That is one thing Tennessee could not afford, and that is another injury. Look at Carrier working the offensive board. Kiki Carrier. Her first basket. Through the first 8 minutes of this game, Auburn had 1 field goal and 3 turnovers. Parker looks to be okay.
Yeah, but that's too easy. You cannot run a little screen and roll play away from Parker and then dribble over to the weak side and hit the ball into her. You've got to front her. If you give her the ball right there, the Parkers of this world are going to score every time.
Even the Neals of this world might have a chance.
Oh, yeah, even you. I know I could score there myself.
The SEC Women's Basketball Tournament from Autel Arena in North Little Rock. Dave Neal and Van Chancellor with you. Glad you could join us today. We'll have 2 more games coming up tonight, as it is quarterfinal Friday at the SEC Tournament. Here's Sydney Spencer. Pull-up jumper, no good. Batting around in the air. Look at Parker working. My goodness.
Now, you would think with Auburn's size right now, they wouldn't have so much problems with Tennessee on the offensive boards. Tennessee offensive rebounding right now has been one of the differences in the game.
Candace Parker with 9. Sickie with 5. Fluker with 5. Zolman with 5. It's pretty balanced. Brown pull-up jumper. Now the lid's been taken off the rim for the Auburn Tigers. They're down 14. Took them over 4 minutes to get on the board in this game. Parker once again gets on that block.
Same identical play, screen and roll, take that ball side post player out so she cannot help. Reverse the basketball, nobody on the wing to help. Kick it into Parker really quick, like with a low block. She's just outstanding.
Here's Natasha Brown. Spin move in the paint by Hobbs, no good. Parker, who can play all 5 positions on the floor, gives it up to Zolman. That's a 2. Spencer the rebound underneath to Parker. Man, they're efficient offensively.
Yeah. Spencer is so unselfish. She's the perfect fit when you think about Parker and Zolman and some other players. She doesn't need to shoot the basketball. She's willing to give it up.
Carrier underneath, 6'7" post player. Will step to the free throw line, but that's not necessarily a great thing for Auburn, as she is just a 43% shooter at the stripe. That'll be the second on Sydney Spencer.
Now Parker's hurt a knee. Now she gets knocked down, but that's just you look at it, it doesn't look like it's affected her game too much, Dave. She's just scoring everywhere.
Candace Parker now with 13 in the game, and Carrier gets the free throw to go down.
Yeah, when Carrier made that free throw, everybody on the Auburn bench thought they got a bonus on that shot. Sylvia fouls in the first game, just completely dominating. You know, Simone got 30, but when you look at fouls, this play, just unbelievable what she did against Ole Miss.
Sylvia Fowles is more than impressive. She makes a lot of things happen for Sylvia Fowles that you don't necessarily see anywhere.
Look like Auburn's now going, after Parker scored 2 baskets against men, going to go to 2 big zone, gets a steal.
Redding turns it over for Tennessee. Here's Bonner. Carrier. Out to Brown. Hobbs is posted up on that low block, begging for it and didn't get it.
I think the Auburn low post players are open. They're not getting the basketball. You got to give it to them.
Hobbs hacked in the process. Not necessarily a good sequence underneath for Dominique Redding as she turned it over on one end, then commits a foul on the other.
Auburn does a nice job of ball reversal. Carrier gets it inside. She goes wide open. You've got to get her the basketball right there. When you're that open, she has to have the basketball. Now they come back and they're able to do some things. But when a post player's open, Dave, inside, it's just only for about a second and a half. You got to give them the ball at that time.
Look at some of the Lady Tigers of LSU watching this game. They've got the rest of the afternoon off. As a coach, you want to come in here and play early, don't you? You don't want to wait around.
You know, the great thing is, play at 1 o'clock. If you win the game, man, you can enjoy the next game, the night session, all day Saturday. You don't have to worry. Then you're going to play till 7 o'clock the next day.
Nice roll. Taisha Fluker. Fluker now with 7 in the game with 3 rebounds.
Yeah, and on the other hand, if you're Georgia and Vandy, this is one of the longest days of the year. Oh. It's about 36 hours in this day if you're them.
Turnover by Auburn. Tennessee is led from the opening tip. Their lead is 17.
I am so tired of overpaying for health insurance.
Wow, I pay a lot less, and that covers me and my family.
If you're self-employed or an individual looking for affordable health insurance for yourself and your family, do what I did. Call Mega Life and Health Insurance for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega Health agent who tailored a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
And unlike those questionable discount plans, this is real insurance. I got better coverage at a better rate, and I can choose my own doctor from their extensive network.
Now get this. You can't be singled out for a rate increase or cancellation. So, do what I did.
Call Mega Life and Health Insurance for your free quote. You have absolutely no obligation except the one to yourself, your family, and your business.
Call 800-646-6105 for your free Mega Affordable Health Insurance quote. Call 800-646-6105.
What, you think because you dress like me, you could play like me? Have a nice day.
To learn, chat, and play with the pros, go where they live. FullTiltPoker.net. Now available on Mac.
Tennessee leading by 17. We go under 8 minutes to play in the first half. You're looking at Sylvia fouls. Another double-double for Sylvia in that first game. And Candace Parker on her way to one herself.
As you look at Parker, they go on their strong side for a screening roll. They get it down low to her. She gets a heck of a bounce pass in here from Fluker. She makes the shot to run the same play again. Bounce pass the ball inside. You let Parker get the ball that close. Turn out the lights because it's over.
Isn't that a song?
Oh, yeah. Didn't Don Meredith sing that for someone? Little 2-3 zone. Cannot allow Fluker to get inside wide open on the low block.
Daisha Fluker having a big first half. 9 for the senior out of Pasadena, California. I'm going to think that this game has gone about as well as Pat Summitt would have hoped it would have gone, especially coming after a loss in your season finale.
Especially when you come back and Auburn played so well yesterday. Right now, they made that shot, but they're struggling to get a shot off.
Yeah, Tennessee will give them that shot all day.
Yeah, Hobbs, you can take that anytime.
It was a great shot. Terrell Hobbs averaging about 5 points a game, the freshman from Huntsville, Alabama. Parker misses. Rebound yanked out of there by Auburn. Alexis Goubier, the 6'2 sophomore, also out of Huntsville, with that rebound.
Tennessee defense is better. They must have practiced that every day this week after Florida got 95 on them late Sunday. It's better than it's been in the past.
Here's Bonner, nowhere to go. Shot clock at 1. Off the back of the iron, Bonner collects the rebound. Good break for the Auburn Tigers. Bonner to the basket. Won't go. Parker over everybody for the rebound. Can you imagine her in high school? I mean, who could play with her at the high school level?
Yeah, at the high school level, she's playing inside. She's playing outside. She's just dominating from everywhere.
She's dominating at this level.
Yeah, she's dominating in a tough conference to dominate.
And a foul on the inside against Auburn. And that will go against Ogoubier. That will be her first, and that'll be the 6th team foul against Mel Fortner's club.
You go back to Candace Parker, and what I like about her, she's a great rebounder. She's got an all-around game. You look at Simone Augustus. These types of players, they don't just play on the offensive end. They rebound the basketball. Parker's a player that can do it all. Run the floor, play the point if she had to.
You've said to me before that she's the kind of player that can change the way people look at the women's game. At 6'3", can play a point guard position
If she was the kind of kid that could, you know, her hands would be big enough to catch the basketball and start dunking it a little bit, she would change the game. I'm not trying to wish for everything, but she's the kind that people are going to look at different because she's 6'3" and she play outside.
Well, she has been known to dunk a time or two, but has yet to get one down in her college career. Actually had a good attempt earlier this year, but the ball bounced around the iron and kicked out of there on a dunk attempt. Here she is out in front of the field. Everybody, when she gets a breakaway, everybody expects it. She says she'll do it when the time is right.
Did you see her give up the ball and repost and holler for ball? She said ball. She threw the ball to Moss. Not many young players think like that. Give it up, get a little bit better position, and then holler for the ball. I think if Moss hadn't thrown it to her, she'd have said, hey, what have I got to do?
Moss would have never seen it the rest of the game. That would have been Lindsay's last chance to contribute.
Might have been Lindsay's last opportunity to play today.
Right. Here's what we're talking about.
See the ball bounce. See, first of all, she had it, but she wanted it back in a little bit better position, a little bit better feel of it, and she could take it on. Before she didn't have her dribble left, she wanted the ball back with a dribble. You look at 36 points. Look at that. Parker 15, Auburn 15.
We approach 5 minutes to go in the opening half, and this has turned into a 21-point game. Nice crossover dribble by Body and pulls up, hits the jump shot over Alex Fuller, the freshman from Shelbyville, Tennessee.
See, I think that's what Tennessee, though, has to do. They can't allow penetration, make Body hit that shot, and she does take it out of the net and run the break.
High arching three from Lindsey Moss, no good. Parker battling inside. Auburn comes away with it. Here's Natasha Brown. Moss fouled. Brown on the run out. You see Lindsey Moss, she broke her nose twice this year. How about that? She finally had to have surgery to fix that, that nasal bone.
See, she does a good job of getting back, but Brown takes the ball to the basket, draws the foul, and I think that is a pretty nice foul. Don't give up the layup and make them make a shot.
Breaking your nose once is enough, but you break it twice in 1 month.
You break your nose, and you didn't. I don't know if you want to stick your head in there again, you know, and get it broken twice.
But she had surgery back on February 3rd, didn't miss much time, and back on the floor. That's good news when you consider that Tennessee really down to 9 players, 8 play the majority of the minutes.
You see, I thought that was a good substitution by Pat, though. Put Zolman back in the game, let her finish this 4 minutes, then she's got halftime to rest. I see coaches take out good players right before halftime. Leave them in. They got all of halftime to rest up.
The other thing, you're a coach. You tell me about this. I'll see a player make 2 or 3 shots in a row, but due to rotations and it's time to make that substitution, coaches will take a player out. I'm like, person just made 2 shots, leave him in there.
Yeah, last game, I didn't want to say this. Last game, 2 kids for our team made 2 shots in a row, comes out of the game. If you make a shot, I'm going to leave you in. If you miss a shot, you may be coming out, but if you make it, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to leave you in.
Are you a field coach in terms of how you substitute, or do you have a pretty much set routine?
Mine's on the field. Most of my coaching, I just have a feeling for what's going on in the game, who to come out. We try to take our best players and give them 3 or 4 minutes each half. And I just got to pick out the game. I never try to take out my 2 best players at the same time.
Here's Parker, one-handed tip in.
You know, in the SEC, there are some special players. Humphreys is playing for Georgia. Simone Augustus fouled, but Candace Parker, nobody better.
Body turns it over, and for Auburn, that'll be the 5th Tiger turnover. Candace Parker putting on the show with 17 first half points. It's quarterfinal Friday here at Alltel Arena. Stay with us. The SEC Women's Tournament rolls on after this.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers. And the money's great, too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
Incoming email.
With OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, your Chevy runs hundreds of diagnostic checks every month and emails you the results. It's like having a conversation with your vehicle.
Hey, I'm really glad we could talk like that. We should do it again.
There's no extra cost to eligible OnStar subscribers. Just press your blue OnStar button to sign up. Chevy, America's #1 brand, offers more vehicles with the peace of mind of OnStar.
The best damn sports show period. Weeknights on FSN.
20-point game, Tennessee leading Auburn 38-18. 3:27 to go. Pat Summitt's club 25-4 coming into this game. They actually had a 2-game losing streak earlier this year when they lose to Duke and then come back the next week and lose at Kentucky. First time in a long time this club had 9 years, as a matter of fact, that they had a 2-game losing streak. That says something about your team, considering who they play.
Oh, yeah, when year in and year out to play the type of teams that they do. But they went to Duke and caught them red hot. Then that was perfect timing for Mickey and Moss to come up in Kentucky and win the biggest game of the year for Kentucky.
In both of those games, we can't forget that they came right after a win in Nashville. It was Pat Summitt's 900th career victory. And I think the team had a lot of emotion. I think Coach Summitt was, while she downplayed 900 wins, as she said to me over and over, you know, I'm tired of this being about me now. I want this to be about the women's game. I want this to be about Tennessee. But you know what? When you win 900 games, people are going to talk about you.
Yeah, I was just saying, if you don't want it to be about you, don't win 900 games.
Right.
And so when you win 900 games, it's got to be about you. This is the standard. You look at it. Tennessee right now has lost some games, but they're still second. LSU fifth. I think that's all. Vandy's, all of those RPIs are good, except the last two.
Based on those, unless we have a shocking winner here at the SEC tournament, the league should have a solid 6 teams in the NCAA tournament field.
There'll be 6 with South Carolina sitting right there holding their breath for another week. It'll be tough on them.
It will be tough for that group. I just wonder what the loss yesterday has done to the Gamecocks. And a blocking foul against Tennessee.
Okay, you may not believe this, but that loss yesterday hurt South Carolina. But the way this game right now, the way Auburn's playing, that also hurts them. In other words, the team that beats you, you look at Auburn carries the ball to the basket with penetration. And I think that's what Auburn has to do. Well, Body's got to be able, they've heard Brown has got to carry the ball to the basket, quit settling for outside shots against a team that's given up penetration all year.
South Carolina, as we speak about them, 7-7 in the league, 17-11 overall. And it's not uncommon for a team with a sub-500 record in the league to get into the SEC or to the NCAA tournament. I think it's happened like 13 times over the course of the last couple decades. So at 7-7, that bodes well for South Carolina. I think, though, the 11 losses and the way they went out of this tournament on the flip side is something that could affect them. I still think they're one of the top 64 teams in the country.
Okay,
I mean, let's get that out there.
Yeah, but there are 3 teams, if you look at Simone Augustus, there are 3 teams that have not made it that went 7-7. Mississippi State, Alabama, and LSU. You got to contend with that. I think that's a part. They beat Minnesota, which is very good early. That's a quality win. I think it's going to be close. They don't need anybody to win conference championships that aren't supposed to.
Right. Parker, one-hander off the back of the iron, Carrier the rebound. 16-point game. We come close to 2 minutes to go before intermission. Nissan halftime court. Bernie Gunther will be alongside. Take us through our halftime, where we have seen nothing but double-figure games here at the SEC tournament to this point. Bonner blocked, shot inside by Nikki Anasicki. Interesting about Nikki Anasicki for a moment. Pat Summitt says that certain times, certain players, you have to like send a message to certain players a certain way. And for Nikki Anasicki, she used to get into foul trouble quite a bit. So Pat Summitt says, you know what, I'm going to start you, but as soon as you pick up the first foul, whether it's 2 seconds in the game or 20 minutes into the game, I'm taking you out.
Yeah, that's what you have to realize. A player has to get in the game and play without fouling. That's a part of successful defense. If you take a foul, you think about it. Right now, Tennessee's just, after they hit 38, they've turned the ball over 3 times. They've reached a little point in the game. They've lost their focus. You got to be able to bury teams, because these teams in this league are too good. They'll come back on you. That's a major concern right now for Pat Summitt. Bonner's got to step it up for Auburn. She's really struggling right now. She's got to find a way to get herself involved and get some shots and make.
Bonner 0 for 6 from the floor. She leads the team in scoring at 13.2 points per game. Trying to become the first freshman to lead Auburn in scoring since the 81 season. Here's Carrier. It's a tough shot. Wow. So a 9-2 run now for the Auburn Tigers. Makes it a 14-point game. Under a minute.
The Auburn's gone to this 2-3 zone, and then Tennessee's been unable to get some shots. They've got to get the ball reversed and find Parker on the ball away. That's the 4th turnover in about the last 5 possessions.
Alex Fuller turns it over. Well, this will give Pat Summitt an opportunity to chat with her club at halftime, keep them somewhat motivated here. Their lead up to 20 points at one portion of the first half. Here's Bonner, her first field goal of the game. It's an 11-2 run, and it is a 12-point Tennessee advantage. Nell Fortner looking quite the opposite of Pat Summitt. She is excited her team has finally found some offense. 8 points for Brown, 6 for Hobbs. And Bonner with 1 field goal. And this is it. The last Tennessee field goal came at 3:46 of the opening half. Boy, it took 19 minutes and 25 seconds for your team's leading scorer to get on the board. That's DeWanna Bonner at 25 points, a career high for Bonner. She also posted a career-high 13 rebounds against South Carolina yesterday. Bonner, the freshman out of Fairfield, Alabama. As Pat Summitt takes a timeout. This has not been the 3 minutes she was hoping for to end the first half. There's about a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, and Zolman walks it up across the midcourt stripe. Here's Parker. Now Fluker comes out to get it. Zolman guarded by the 6'7" Carrier. Inside to Spencer Zolman. Can't convert. The tip and put back from Fluker is good. And Auburn can't get a shot off before the horn sounds. But the Tigers, I will say this, scrap their way back into this one, trailed by as many as 20. They pull it to within 14 here at the break. Let's check in with Van Chancellor.
Thank you, Dave. Pat Summitt. Pat, what do you think about your defense in the first half?
Well, I thought we did a much better job defensively, and then offensively. As we started out, we did something we hadn't done in the last game, and that's take care of the boards. And if you can control the boards, you can pretty much control tempo.
Yeah, great job. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Van.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much, Coach. Tennessee leads at 40-26 here at the break. You saw that stat. They're 19-1 this year when they lead at intermission. Our Nissan halftime report is on the way.
I have a lot of tools, but the most important tools that I have are my hands. Woodworking for me is fun, it's not work. You can't get arthritis in a chisel, but I have it in my hands. My arthritis pain feels like sawdust in my joints. When I start to feel pain, I'll go right for the BC Arthritis. BC Green eliminates the pain so that I can continue on through the work. I'm Tim, I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and in this neck of the woods, we use BC Green.
I am so into you. I can't think of nothing else. I am so into you.
Roger, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Texas Pete hot sauce. It's the bottle with the cowboy. Also try Texas Pete Buffalo wing sauce.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 450 live college basketball games. Add conferences like the Pac-10, ACC, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaching shows. This is the place where college basketball never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
We welcome you to our Nissan Halftime Report at Alltel Arena here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. At the break, game number 2. The Tennessee Lady Vols lead the Auburn Tigers 40-26. Bernie Guthrie welcoming you back for our halftime report. Well, one piece of the puzzle is in. LSU last year played in the championship game against Tennessee. Tennessee halfway home to playing in the championship game themselves. But let's take a look back at our action earlier today when it was LSU, the regular season champions, #1 seed, taking on the Ole Miss Rebels in quarterfinal basketball action. Early in play, the SEC Player of the Year, Simone Augustus, was so hard for the Lady Rebels to guard, especially when they went inside the Sylvia fouls. More Augustus inside. And just when the Rebels thought that they might shut down the inside game, Shalonda Haston got a turnover, and she helped the LSU Tigers open up the outside game as well. LSU would carry a 55-36 lead into the half. Carol Ross's team got another big performance from Price, who led the team with 23 points in the contest. Ashley Awkward added 19 as well. But for the Ole Miss Rebels, LSU too much to handle in this contest, as it was Augustus Day. She came back to help the team win a national championship. She'll get that chance very soon, but today she played a big part in LSU becoming one step closer to winning the regular season title as they won 91-73, the final score. LSU moves on to the semifinal. They will face the winner of Florida-Kentucky, our game that we'll have at 7:30 tonight. You see at the bottom, Tennessee and Auburn will face the winner of Vanderbilt and Georgia. Tonight's schedule, it'll be the Gators taking on Mickey DeMoss's team, the current SEC Coach of the Year, at 7:30 Eastern. That game followed by Andy Lander's Georgia Lady Bulldogs taking on Vanderbilt around 9:30. When we come back, we'll go back to the court and check in with David Vann for a look back at our first half.
You may find it helpful to gaze upon the model
with .com names for just $1.99.
But actually more as a female nude. We'll begin to see that, oh.
And expert personal service.
Look at that. Boy, you've done it.
GoDaddy makes your web presence
immortal.
a masterpiece. Just go to www.godaddy.com/TV.
I am so tired of overpaying for health insurance.
Wow, I pay a lot less, and that covers me and my family.
If you're self-employed or an individual looking for affordable health insurance for yourself and your family, do what I did. Call Mega Life and Health Insurance for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega Health agent who tailored a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
And unlike those questionable discount plans, this is real insurance. I got better coverage at a better rate, and I can choose my own doctor from their extensive network.
Now get this. You can't be singled out for a rate increase or cancellation. So, do what I did.
Call Mega Life and Health Insurance for your free quote. You have absolutely no obligation except the one to yourself, your family, and your business.
Call 800-646-6105 for your free Mega Affordable Health Insurance quote. Call 800-646-6105.
The best damn sports show period. Weeknights on FSN.
And we're here to help. If you're a State Farm customer who needs to file a claim but have been displaced and can't reach your State Farm agent, contact any State Farm agent near your current location or call 1-800-SF-CLAIM. That's 1-800-732-5246 or visit statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching FSN South.
Welcome back to the Nissan Halftime Report. Tennessee leading 40-26 here at the break. An impressive display by Tennessee to open up this game. They put the defensive clamps on Auburn, and obviously they knew where to go with the basketball offensively, down low and inside.
And what Tennessee did is a nice job of just utilizing their height, their ability to score from different players, led by great freshman in Candace Parker. She knows what to do. Auburn has got to be able to do a better job of penetrating. They got the offensive rebounds with Carrier, but I think they've got to penetrate a little bit more in the second half. And then Tennessee just ran this one play to death. They just dribbled off of a high post screen and roll and got it inside. Now you see Auburn trying to body a Brown, trying to go and penetrate, and that's what they had to do. But once again, Tennessee come back to Parker on the low block, and they did such a nice job. Look, back cut right there for Auburn. And I think that's what you have to do to relieve the Tennessee pressure. And you see Zolman just tearing it up with offensive rebounds by Tennessee.
Take a look at our first half stats. I love when you do highlights. I do. I just got to tell you that. 55% shooting by Tennessee. Only 1 out of 5 from behind the arc. They have dominated the glass. Only 2 assists for the Auburn Tigers. And, you know, points in the paint. We saw it in game number 1 with LSU. If you can win the game down low, the chances are pretty good you're going to win the contest after 40 minutes.
That's the difference in a basketball game. As you see it, is inside. I thought with Auburn's height, they might be able to stop Tennessee inside. They've been unable to. 26 out of the 40 points coming from inside. That just tells you where Tennessee can score.
All right, more than Nissan Halftime Report on the way as we continue from Alltel Arena. A lot of Lady Vol fans in attendance here in North Little Rock.
Okay, Liz. Hit it.
Is the cost of flying forcing you to extremes?
Oh, that's just great.
Every day at Golden Flake, it all starts with a special premium potato that longs for something more flavor and more crunch, seeking a life of delicious variety and guaranteed freshness in every chip and every bag. That's what Golden Flake brings to the table. For us, these are the good times, finding our way to your neighborhood grocery and into your basket headed home, turning potatoes into the life of your party. Golden Flake, the South's original potato chip.
When it comes to spending quality time with your kids,
No sacrifice is too great. But when it comes to the satisfying taste of Diet Dr. Pepper, you sacrifice nothing. Diet Dr. Pepper. It tastes more like regular.
Delicious pie, Mrs. Jeffers.
Let's get down to brass tacks. We really think your son is a special talent.
You're the kind of kid we're looking for.
We told you about the 800 live college events.
And you know we've got every major conference in the country.
I just wanted to be close to home.
He'll never get off the couch.
Pick it up, put it in, die like a man.
Presenting Friday Night Triple Play. Your favorite movies 3 times in a row every Friday night. We are here whenever you're ready to watch. Uncut, uncensored,
Did I shock you?
commercial free,
How come you never told us about this before?
in its original widescreen format, the way Fox Movie Channel likes it.
Keep the change.
Friday Night Triple Play, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on Fox Movie Channel.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
The Auburn Tigers hoping to mount a comeback in the second half. Pat Summer was nice enough to let us into the locker room. Let's listen in to her talk with the Tennessee Lady Volunteers up 40-26.
Owning the boards at both ends. How do you think we did on that? Started off great. Why would we fizzle at any point in time? We have got to get on the glass. And that means 5 on the defensive, 4 on the offensive. So stay until you complete your work. Don't leave on that. Dribble bust, and let's start trying to see if we can get some more transition points. Can we do that, Nikki? You had a couple of good opportunities. Just go ahead and dribble bust. Your guards get out wide. When Candace has had the ball, that's been our best transition. But we've got to all think about running the floor, and the ball has got to get out and get ahead. Everybody understand? You can dribble bust. It doesn't mean you got to make the long play, but you just at least put the pressure on the defense. 94 feet. Let's just stop our fouling. Can we do that? Yeah.
I mean, between that and we've had 4 3-second counts. And that's just wasted possessions. So we've got to be smart. Let's stop fouling. We don't want to put this team at the line. We want to play great position. Deny the middle of the floor. Deny, deny, deny. And when they bring that ball to high post, they're also looking for clear outs and back doors. Tommy did a great job of defending that. But we've got to stay into the player. And don't let the ball see the cut, and don't let the ball see the paint.
Are we still denying the 3-point line extended? That's it?
Yeah.
Like even in the middle? Okay. Now, Alex and Dom, you're closing out on penetrators now. You can't go long. Got to go short.
Pat Summit's team leads us at the break. We'll be back with second half action from Alltel Arena when we come back.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers. And the money's great, too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
Sport is sport. A foul's a foul. And a bat's a bat, even if it's flat. 10 feet on the west side is 10 feet on the east side. Football is football, unless it's football. Now, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. But no matter what, you better come with it, because it's 90 feet to first, no matter where home is.
Hey, Eric. I had a question. Is it too late? No, come on in. What do you think? Pre-flop, middle position?
Oh, man.
Did you already call the blind?
Kinda. Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can hope to flop trips and... Yeah, he's got it right. You should have folded.
Thanks.
Good luck.
To learn, chat, and play with the pros, go where they live. FullTiltPoker.net. Now available on Mac.
The best damn sports show period. Weeknights on FSN.
Moments away from second half basketball. Tennessee leading it by 14 at the break.
Bonner's 1 for 7 with 2 points. She's been their leading scorer for Auburn. She's got to step up. She's got to find a way to make it happen. Get outside, get a little screen, get an open look.
Well, this is one of the few teams where Bonner, who plays out on the wing, doesn't have really a size advantage over anybody.
Well, because Candace Parker's on her just as big as she is and maybe a little stronger. And so that I think that's one of the problems Bonner's having right now. Parker's a little more physical than the average player she's used to facing.
Body to inbound it. 7 on the shot clock. Brown pulls up and fires off the mark. Good box out by Zolman. Boy, we had a chance to listen to Pat Summitt moments ago for a extended period of time. Sydney Spencer buries a 3, but as I was saying, you don't get to listen to the winningest coach in all of college basketball like that. That's real insight. And I'm sure your conversations at the break are entertaining, but it's Pat Summitt over there.
No. Hey, I think it's amazing that she allows us in her dressing room. That speaks volume of the kind of coach she is. She access to the women's game, and that's what I like about Pat Summitt.
Carrier left it short. Battling underneath. Carrier just out-muscles everybody underneath and gets it to go down.
I don't know if my high times are quite as calm as hers.
I know, that surprised me, especially the way Auburn played so well the last 3 minutes of that game in the first half. Here's Parker out to Zolman, wide open 3. She had her feet set, squared up.
When you don't make her shoot in a hurry, when you allow her to set and shoot the basketball, she's going to shoot it so well. You got to make her get on the move. You cannot give her those types of looks as you see Tennessee with a little half-court trap.
Take away by Fluker underneath.
Carrier's kind of fussing her at a little point guard. Carrier, she didn't do anything but hit you in the hands. You got to be awake, catch the ball.
Quick shot from Brown, and last touch by Auburn. Body hustling, but to no avail, so Tennessee will inbound it. Marita Payne checks in for Carrier. Payne, a quiet first half. She picked up 2 quick fouls. No points, no rebounds, no field goal attempts.
Tennessee does a nice job of running their offense, being very patient, moving it around, reversing the basketball from side to side.
Zolman. My goodness, if she gets it going, watch out, folks. 3 out of 5 from behind the arc, 11 points, 4 assists for Shauna.
See, this is what Duke did was over. They made her shoot on the move. They would not let her sit up like that if you see Bonner miss a 3-ball.
Good looking shot from Bonner, open, just couldn't get it to go down. Spencer will try. Whoa! Slow it down, Tennessee. It's a 3-point fest here to open up the second half. A 24-point advantage now for Tennessee. And timeout taken by Auburn. Wow. A 3-point clinic going on at Alltel Arena.
Delicious pie, Mrs. Jeffers.
Let's get down to brass tacks. We really think your son is a special talent.
The kind of kid we're looking for.
We told you about the 800 live college events.
And you know we've got every major conference in the country.
I just wanted to be close to home.
He'll never get off the couch.
USA. It's the biggest music event of the year. Every week, the most exciting acts in the world, back to back to back, all in one show. Coming up this weekend, All-American Rejects, OK Go, Lil Wayne, Ali and AJ, and a whole lot more. CD USA, exclusively on DirecTV.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
52-28, Tennessee in front. Coach, I remember it wasn't but 3-4 years ago, Tennessee never took three-point shots. It wasn't even in their offense.
Yeah. You look at them right now, they got a little three-point fence going on. You look at Spencer from outside, but in the past, let me say, they go inside and out as you see Auburn shoot the ball. But Tennessee, you're right, 3 years ago, you couldn't make them shoot a three ball. They were always pounding it inside. You look at them now, everybody's shooting.
Well, it really started with Kara Lawson. When they brought Kara Lawson in, that kind of changed the philosophy a little bit of Pat Summitt, and the three-point shot became more of a factor for them.
Also think Gino at Connecticut changed their idea. He was making a lot of three balls, and they were struggling at that time, so they started shooting more.
As Andy Lander said in an interview earlier this year, if you find me a team that doesn't think the three-point shot's important, I want to schedule them 27 times next year.
Yeah, and that's the joker that's talking about how weak my preseason's pre-conference schedule used to be when I was at Ole Miss. He said I still held the national record.
National record for?
You know, playing a bunch of weak sisters in December, buddy.
I just wanted you to say it.
Hey. My thinking was, if you won 5 games and graduated 3 players, you were on our schedule. And if you needed a guarantee to come to Ole Miss, we could find the money somewhere.
I've worked with you a lot of games, but I can't remember a time it quite like that. Here's Bonner. Parker with the rebound. Parker having a nice all-around game today. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. And a collision underneath.
You know, what amazes me, no offensive rebounds for Auburn. Tennessee's done a great job of keeping them off the glass.
Back with more after this. Timeout on the floor here at Alltel Arena.
And you know that an education is the best start to a rewarding career. You know what else is smart? Not having to worry about how to pay for college. The answer? Student Loan Solutions. They're the smart choice for getting the money you need. From alternative private loans to bridge the gap in your educational expenses, to the federal Stafford loan, where you can defer payments and even get a tax break. Now that's big. Whatever your needs, Student Loan Solutions has got you covered.
Call today or visit online at studentloansolutions.com.
It's one smart move.
Multi-State Insurance Company.
Hello, I'd like a car insurance quote, please. Yeah, hi. Hello. Yeah, I'd like a quote, please. Can I have a car insurance quote? Need a quote. Yeah, I'm looking for a car insurance quote, please. Quote, please. Just need a quote.
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. We give you our direct rate for car insurance plus the rates of other top companies instantly. Go to Progressive.com.
Yeah, I'm trying to add a new car to my policy online, and I'm...
No, that's not possible.
Oh, you don't do that?
No.
Can I pay my bill online?
No.
You don't do that either?
No, sorry,
You don't do that? Okay. So, what do you do?
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. Our top-rated website lets you do virtually everything with your policy, easily and instantly. Check out Progressive.com.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
Auburn just 1 out of 8 from the field. Part of the reason they trail 52-28. The other reason is perhaps the coach, Pat Summitt, who knows a thing or two about playing and winning basketball games. Of course, the all-time winningest coach in college basketball. Jody Conrad also in there. Vivian Stringer of Rutgers, 747 wins. And Sylvia Hatchell picked up a win today. She's now got 411. They beat Virginia at the ACC tournament. 711, excuse me. And course, there's Kay Yao.
You know, you look at those 5 people in coaching, they're just class individuals when you think about it. They've won a lot of basketball games, but they've meant so much to a lot of kids. You take like, when you play for Pat Summitt, you're going to graduate. You know, this new NCAA graduation record and all of that is out in every article. Pat Summitt's not going to worry about that. Those coaches are not worried about that. They're graduating their kids. Winning a lot of basketball games, don't misunderstand me, but they're doing the right things at their university. And Coach Vivian Stringer helped me in the '04 Olympics. I just realized just what a wonderful person she was. Not only a very knowledgeable coach, but a great rapport with people.
Another offensive rebound by Tennessee. Here's Zolman. You know, so much talk about Tennessee. How would they handle the loss of Hornbuckle at the point guard position? 14 assists today on 20 made field goals for Tennessee. Not a bad number.
And see, they're doing it with patience on offense. You watch them right now. They move the ball so they can get it inside. Then they go up. Tremendous offensive execution.
Pat Summitt walks down that bench and high fives Alexis Hornbuckle. Obviously, Tennessee ran the play to perfection for the coach. Biggest lead of the game now.
There's no question Hornbuckle hurt them, but you got to go on. You can't sit around and dwell on what you don't have. You got to think about what you do have.
Here's Bonner, blocked. I don't know. We'd like to take a look at that block shot. That looked pretty crisp and clean to me.
That was from way outside on the call. Parker does a nice job. Maybe she got her with a body. We go see it now. Here goes Bonner on a ball fake. A lot of ball. You look inside. That's what they're all so happy about. Fluker needs to go up and score. She does it on carry, and look at her kind of give the muscle sign.
And a foul on Carrier. That'll be the third on Kiki.
Carrier so strong, she didn't realize she just knocked Fluker down. She was shaking her head at Tina, the referee, but hey, that was a foul.
Although, you know, Fluker just ran down the court telling us she was strong. If she was so strong, she wouldn't have hit the floor, right?
No, she wasn't as strong as Carrier. Now, there's a difference between being strong and just extra strong.
Thank you for that explanation.
I'd like to got myself in a little trouble, buddy.
Shauna Zolman, her fourth 3 of the game, 14 points, 5 assists.
You know, in the first game, we talked about how sharp LSU looked. They looked really good against Ole Miss, but Tennessee is looking good. I think this as well as they have played in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
I agree with you. It has been a crisp operation by Tennessee today. And really, they had the 3-minute lapse right before the end of the break, or this thing could have been a 40-point game by now.
If you take out the 3 minutes, look at that pass inside.
Oh, count the basket for Nikki Anasicki.
I like the pass from Zolman, up and down. We're talking about her moving to the point. You look at her, what a pass inside. Anasicki does a nice job. She sees Carrier, but she just ignores her and puts the ball in the basket. But look at that bounce pass through 2 Auburn players.
4 fouls now on Carrier, and Anasicki will go to the line to try to convert that 3-point play. Anasicki, a 72% foul shooter on the year.
Even Pat Summitt can't find anything wrong with the way they're playing right now.
Anasicki, a scoreless game versus Florida with 5 rebounds in that loss to Florida on the season finale last Sunday up in Knoxville.
Every Pat Summitt team I've ever been around responds to losses. A lot of programs don't, but they do. I'd rather play some teams in this league with coaches after losing. This is a team I never wanted to play after they'd lost the game. She usually gets there, does a great job of getting their attention after Florida upsets them. That's very obvious in this game.
Doshi on the floor, replacing Taisha Fluker. Takeaway by Whitney Bonney. back it out. Natasha Brown off to Hobbs. Bonner. Only 3 points today for Luana Bonner. 1 out of 9 from the floor. Here's Brown. She's 2 out of 11. Shot clock down to 6. She'll take it inside. Rebound to Parker. That'll be her 11th board of the game.
6-3, go behind your back, go between your legs, do it all.
Woo! What a move from Shauna Zolman.
Oh, yeah, left-handed baseline. Tennessee got it going on this afternoon. Auburn needs another timeout.
Good gracious. 33-point advantage for the Tennessee Volunteers. Watch the move by Shauna Zolman.
She made all those 3 balls, so they come out to guard her ball fake and take it to the basket and lay it in.
That replay didn't do that justice with a great first step from Shauna Zolman, who celebrated Senior Day Sunday up in Knoxville. Got a really warm reception from the fans up there, as did Taisha Fluker. 16 points in the game.
Now here's a play Dave is going to just impress the devil out of me. 6-3, behind your back, between your legs, keeping your head up. Move the ball up the floor, ball fake. When you make the 3 outside shot, defenders have to come out there so afraid you're going to make it. That opens up penetration by Zolman.
Shauna will take a seat, and Coach, listen to this. Since halftime ended, Tennessee has gone on a 22-3 run in this game.
See, that's what happens when they don't close out first halves like they did. Coach Summit got in there and had a little attention getter, too.
Tennessee started the game on a 13-0 run, and that's pretty much set the tone for the afternoon.
Now, when you start out, I believe this, ended halves are so vital, but I think the start of the second half kind of sets the tone for the whole half.
Here's Parker again in the open floor. Up ahead to Sydney Spencer. Back to Parker. She will fire off the mark. Rebound. Rebound there by Dostie, and Lindsey Moss will set up the offense. Good decision. Give it to Parker. I can run this team. Give it to Parker. Give it to Parker.
When in doubt, give it to him.
Good strong move inside by Sybil Dostie, the sophomore from Tucson, Arizona. Averages about 3 a game. I don't think anybody expected this kind of blitzing.
No, I said in the telecast last night, I thought that this would be a fairly close game. You can see how much I know about this situation. I just thought Auburn would play better. I just thought that they had a shot, they had height, and I thought that that's what you needed. I thought Auburn would be able to do some things defensively.
This is all Big Orange. They lead it by 35. Timeout on the floor.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers. And the money's great, too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
GoDaddy gave me a presence on the web.
GoDaddy customer Joe Clenard Jr.
The first and easiest thing I ever did was register a domain name. GoDaddy has allowed people in China, London, Paris, Mexico to come find my product. I wouldn't have the ability to do what I do on the web if it wasn't for GoDaddy.com's products and the way they service my account.
Just go to www.godaddy.com/TV.
championship, paved with a lot of orange right now, as Candace Parker has led Tennessee to this explosion, if you will. 35-point game, just under 11 and a half minutes to play. It's been all Tennessee from the beginning. 13-0 run to start the game. And that'll be another 3-second violation against Tennessee. That's their 4th or 5th 3-second violation today. Look at our game summary, and it's been Candace Parker with another double-double. Zolman 16 points. And the Lady Vols start the second half with a 24-3 run. That's where we are right now. I mean, that run is still ongoing. 2 blocks in a row. Here's Body. She gets the shot off, no good. Bonner the rebound. She lost it. And a foul underneath against Tennessee, and that will send Chantel Blakely to the free throw line, the freshman out of Nashville, Tennessee.
See, Tennessee's going to a little 2-3 matchup zone. You'll see right here some things that Auburn's trying to do is penetrate against this matchup zone. They do a nice job. Tennessee just blocks. They block it again. Most of the time you find a way to get a loose ball in all of those blocks. And finally, Auburn gets to go to the free throw line.
Blakely started a few games while Whitney Body was suspended for violation of team rules for a few games.
Pat Summitt would like to close this game out with having to put Parker and Zolman back into the game so they could rest them for what would be a tough matchup. It doesn't make any difference whether it's Georgia or Vandy in the second game tomorrow night.
And a turnover by Tennessee off the inbounds pass. Got a 33-point play design?
Oh, no. See, we're going to call a timeout and throw up a 22-point play, cut it down.
Timeout taken by Auburn. That'll leave them with just one. Look at our brackets in this game. LSU moves on past Ole Miss as they just really dominated their game and got off to a great start. 91-73 was that final score. Then later tonight, starting our evening session, it'll be Florida and Kentucky, 7:30 Eastern time tip-off. And then our nightcap will be a good one, Vanderbilt and Georgia. Those two teams seem to always get each other in the SEC tournament.
I'll ask you a question. Do you think it's Florida's advantage to have played, or is it Kentucky's advantage to have rested? That's the same thing with Georgia and Vanderbilt.
I think it's good right now. I think playing the second game is not the problem. I think it's the third game where you get stung by playing so many minutes in so many days. That's my opinion, but I don't know anything. What do I know? Thanks for asking.
I'd rather have a bye and take my chances. That means I won the first round game in my mind.
Okay.
I didn't have to take a chance. You know, you ask South Carolina, they lost it. You draw a bye, you don't. But Tennessee's 2-0 against Georgia and Vandy in the regular season, so they're looking forward to either team.
That was Auburn's first field goal moments ago in the last, by my math, about 8 minutes and 40 seconds now. Bonner, quiet night for the Tigers. Just 5 points. There goes Hobbs inside. Left it short. No good on the putback.
Tennessee still does a nice job with their subs in the game, running their offense, being very patient.
Over the back foul against Sybil Dostie. That'll bring Alex Fuller back on the floor, the freshman. I think Pat Summitt might put Parker and Zolman back in for a brief moment. Still got 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, but you'd like not to. You don't want to take a chance on getting somebody hurt. You want to rest them, because if you go to the championship game, and that's what you're planning on, they got to play 80 minutes in the next 2 nights.
4, 3, body, and then a foul. Tennessee bails out Auburn with 2 on the shot clock.
You know, our second game tonight features one of the great players in the country, not one of the great players in the SEC. Tarsha Humphries is a special, special player, and she cannot get in foul trouble for them to advance.
Yeah, she is worth spending a few minutes with us tonight if you've never seen her play. Body misses that free throw. She's a 90% foul shooter. That kind of epitomizes what Auburn has gone through tonight. You see what's coming up. 7:30 Eastern. It'll be Florida and Kentucky. They split during the regular season. Then Vandy and Georgia. Georgia won up in Nashville about 10 days ago. Kind of ran the Commodores out of their own building.
Georgia has such great guards. We talk about Humphries, but they basically start 4 perimeter players. They just penetrate. Baker's a tremendous defensive player. They can all score.
Spencer reverse layup is good. Sydney Spencer with now 8 points. 3 out of 5 from the field. And that goes down for Sherelle Hobbs. Spencer, I was just looking at my sheet there. Spencer's all 8 of her points been in the second half.
Yes, Spencer's been the player that could come in, and they need a little bit, they need help with Zolman and Parker. I think Spencer's the one that can give it to her.
Traveling violation against Tennessee, and that'll be the 14th turnover against the Lady Vols. Getting a little sloppy here.
You know, Tennessee was talking to me about their defense, how it had to get better. But Auburn only has 35 points. But the winner, Georgia and Vandy, they'll change that. That is a pretty good move if she could have got away from it with it.
Traveling violation against Rousseau, and that'll give it back to Tennessee. A 31-point game. Timeout on the floor on a beautiful day here in North Little Rock.
SEC women's basketball. Haven't heard it? Haven't seen it? Well, you're missing a heck of a show.
Seriously, you want rock stars? You got them.
Talking about high intensity. Talking about adrenaline.
SEC.
Star power. That's this league.
This year, the SEC wants you to join the celebration of a conference rich in basketball tradition. Vintage memories mixed with modern-day magicians as this year's SEC teams go old school.
That's back before my time.
Look for SEC Throwback Week, February 18 through 26. And then it's the SEC's first ever Throwback Tournament in Nashville in March. And look for Throwback Gear, available on-site and at SECstore.com. Join the celebration. Be a part of SEC basketball this season.
SEC women's basketball. The stars are coming out tonight. You can't miss this. My girls come to play.
Come on down. What you waiting on? It doesn't get any better than this.
I'm talking about all-stars shooting out the lights. This league has star power, future WNBA players.
Final 4 participants. You're talking about national championships coming out of this league.
SEC women's basketball. You got to see it to believe it.
Welcome back to North Little Rock with Tennessee 66, Auburn 35, and what a game. And here's how Tennessee was able to get this lead with a lot of backdoor, back cut plays. You look at it now, see it, to freeze it right there. They pass the ball to here, go back cutting to here, shoot a little layup. They don't make the shot, but they do a great job of making it work. You see it, pass it, hit it on the back cut, and that's how they're able to get so open all night long.
Spencer able to convert, but they have run that play 5 or 6 times tonight, and they try to run it right there with Spencer again, but here comes Moss, her shot blocked by Body, and back come the Auburn Tigers. Cross-court pass to Bonner. She'll line up a 3 off the mark. Spencer the rebound. Sydney Spencer, 3 rebounds, 8 points. And a foul against Sherelle Hobbs. Numbers tell the story there. Marita Payne, foul trouble, 0 points. Kiki Carrier, she's in foul trouble, 7 points. DeWanna Bonner is not in foul trouble. She just hadn't had a good night.
Part of it is the fact that Tennessee's done a nice job of denying her the basketball, not giving her the shots.
Alex Fuller goes baseline off the glass. Her first points tonight. Tennessee shooting 60%, much like LSU. This game is identical to the one we saw to open up play today.
Now, both of these teams, they should be dominating. They have been really dominating here today.
Here goes Anna Sicky. Out of control, offensive foul. Boy, you saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, when she caught the ball at the center court, I said, where's the turnover going to occur? I mean, I knew it was going to occur somewhere, maybe outside. You see her carry it to the basket.
And she's almost looks like she's laughing.
Well,
Anna Sicky upset. She thought she had the basket. That was showed us a little bit of skill, though, did Nikki Anna Sicky.
Oh, yeah. Carried the ball to the basket, dribbled, got unlucky. She thought she'd made a great play.
Wow, Alex Fuller just ripping it out of a Tiger paw.
Remember this. Young players, high school, junior high, whatever, do not pass the ball to a big player on the move. They just cannot catch it and do something with it. As you'll see it, you'll just see it go up. Just look at Fuller does a nice job of getting the basketball and just play physical. She's thankful for this opportunity today.
Here's Spencer. Lindsey Moss, the freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia. Partially blocked by Hobbs. Last touch by the Lady Vols. Tennessee with only 9 players dressing for this game. You know, it's not like Pat Summitt can just like yank the team out. I mean, she's got to play everybody that's going to play later in this tournament.
See, all that means is you don't have the 9 All-Americans on the team. Instead of 12.
Here's Brown. Tasha, bad pass. Right through the legs of Blakely. .33-point game.
I would have never thought this. I thought this would have been the kind of game that would have been 10 or 12 and then went to about 18 at the end.
Hobbs and foul.
Give Auburn credit for staying in and having the ability to go to the basket, make the layup. We're trying to find some bright spots for them here in the second half. Hobbs, nice play.
What's Anna Sicky doing, though?
Fouling like that?
Yeah.
Oh, let it go.
Right.
Yep, 35, let it go. Take that hard foul tomorrow night when it counts.
30-point game. Auburn shooting 27% from the field. They are 1 out of 8 from behind the arc. They've been out rebounded 35-20. And a foul on Carrier, and if that is Kiki Carrier, that will do it for her. That'll be number 5, and she will leave with 7 points. Goubier will check into the game for Carrier. So the freshman will have better days in front of her. 17 foul against Tennessee. That will send Dominique Redding to the free throw line. Redding converts, just a 50% foul shooter. Has only been there 6 times all year. You look at Nell Fortner, I think she expected a little bit more out of her team coming against Tennessee. Played Tennessee pretty well earlier this year.
But this is what happens when you have freshmen. You're a very young basketball team. You don't play very many seniors. You get on this stage with the pressure on. Sometimes it's just hard to play.
Goubier off the glass.
especially when you play a great team, a program that's on a mission today. They've come off the Florida game, there's no question in my mind, on a mission this afternoon.
Fuller should have taken the shot. Instead, she gets no shot and a turnover. Bonner to the basket. Blocking foul against Tennessee, and Fuller on the other end. How often do you see that? A mistake on one end of the floor leads to a mistake on the other end.
Just that Auburn Bonner did a nice job of carrying the ball to the basket. You see Bonner comes on out, comes on the break, takes it in, carries it. And I think that that's one of the things Auburn has not done today. He's got the ball out enough, gotten it quicker. Bonner needs the ball earlier because she's a thin player. She's not a physical player. She's going to have to get in the weight room during this offseason and kind of put on a little weight and get a little more strength to play in the Southeastern Conference. You want my 4 top seeds for the national tournament? No, you don't want them to. I'm going to give them to you whether you want them or not. North Carolina, Duke, LSU, and Ohio State.
All right, I can live with that. What if Tennessee wins this tournament?
Strength of schedule, Tennessee wins this tournament, they take Ohio State's place.
Because of a #2 RPI right now, yes. Tennessee, and I think if they can run the table here, they would certainly be worthy of a #1 seed. Long way to go.
It doesn't make any difference. If you are, you're going to have to play Ohio State to go to the Final Four. You're going to have to play Rutgers. You're going to have to play those types of teams. I don't think it really matters as long as they kind of spread out the top 8. I think that's the whole key. Who's seeded 1 or whatnot makes no difference.
I'm a firm believer, right. A 1 or 2 seed to me doesn't mean a whole lot.
No. But what you want to do is don't put put 4 and 5 together. Put kind of 1 and 8 together, so to speak. Right now, it's North Carolina's to be the #1 seed in the country. It's theirs to lose right now.
They had a win today over Virginia in the ACC tournament. It is a 29-point game, 3:55 to go. Timeout on the floor. Pat Summitt, she may not show it. Her team is cruising along.
With all the time 4-stroke spent in the shop for maintenance, it's easy to forget what you're doing. The 2-stroke Evinrude E-Tech. With 3 years no maintenance, spend your time on the water.
The best damn sports show period. Weeknights on FSN. Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 450 live college basketball games. Add conferences like the Pac-10, ACC, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaching shows. This is the place where college basketball never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
Tennessee, #2 seed in this tournament, and complete control of this game. And by moving to the semifinals tomorrow night, they will either take on Georgia or Vanderbilt. And you see what they've done against those 2 clubs in this tournament. Tennessee has won 11 SEC tournament championships. It's been a while since anybody has won back-to-back championships. Tennessee, the last team to do it 5 or 6 years ago. They won it last year over LSU. And what was an outstanding basketball game. It was a great tournament last year. Really enjoyed last year's show. So far, though, these games this year, Coach, have been surprising to me. I mean, it's been nothing but blowout after blowout.
After this game, the next games are going to be outstanding games. The two tonight are going to be now 10 or less, and tomorrow night they're going to go down to the last second shot.
Well, if they are single-digit games, that'll be the first ones of this tournament. Long three from Alex Fuller. Her 6th and 13 attempts this year.
It doesn't make any difference who Tennessee plays. Vandy and Tennessee don't get along that well, nor did Georgia and Tennessee get along that well.
Right.
So let's play.
But you know what? It's like the feud inside your own household. You know what I mean?
It's not a bad feud.
No.
Now, don't misunderstand me.
It's
respect, where you want to compete with your brother.
You want to beat the brains out, but you respect them.
Oh, yeah. You still love him. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But you still, you know, I love my brother back in Louisville, Mississippi, but I still want to beat him at anything I do.
Right. Foul against Auburn with 2:56 to go in this one. Sherelle Hobbs. And for Hobbs, that'll be her second. Hobbs is leading this team off the bench in scoring. She has 11 points. Pat Summitt has told me more than once this year about the difference between this club and some of those national championship teams. It's not offensively. This team can score with the best of them. It's that desire to play defense. Well, Coach, tonight they've held Auburn to 29% shooting, 11% from behind the arc. They've dominated on the window, and it's been a pretty good effort defensively.
Up until this game, she's been disappointed in their commitment. Their idea is we're going to outscore people, and she knows in championship play, you're not necessarily going to outscore people. You're going to out-defend them and out-rebound. The trademark of this program is defense, rebound.
Dubier misfires. Here comes Lindsey Moss flying down the floor. Sydney Spencer's had to play a lot of minutes tonight. Off the window. Taisha Fluker. Fluker now with a nice game. 18 points for Taisha. 18 points, 7 rebounds. She had 22 and 16 against Florida in that loss on Sunday, and her 4th straight double-figure game.
But Coach Summitt's really happy right now. With 11 minutes to go, she sat down the 2 experienced players, Parker and Zolman, that's played a lot of minutes. As you see Auburn score, she's rested them. She's won this game. That really helps her for tomorrow night.
Here's a takeaway by Clayton. Brown fires off the mark. That'll be the 39th rebound for Tennessee at 26 for this Auburn team.
This might be the first time I've ever seen Pat Summitt coaching the game leisurely on the sideline, drinking a little something out of a cup, enjoying the last minutes. Usually she's intense. Make no difference what the score is. But if I was up 31, playing like I was playing, holding an opponent to less than 50, I'd feel good myself.
Well, the 24-3 run out of the locker room pretty much sealed the fate of the Auburn Tigers today. Pretty much what they did to South Carolina yesterday, Tennessee did to them today. We are under 1 minute of foul. And that will send Fluker to the free throw line.
Yeah, and if you're the Auburn coach, I'll tell you what you're thinking right now. Why in the world did you commit that foul? We're down 31. Let the clock run so I can get out of my misery and go to the dressing room and get on the plane home. Because this is a long afternoon in coaching.
Good foundation, though. I look at this Auburn team. I've
Yeah.
seen them a couple times. I think there is some young talent here that you can certainly build around. And, you know, as early as next year, this is a team that'll be in the upper echelon of the SEC, I think, that top half.
Yeah, you got Carrier, you got Bonner, you got the opportunity, and they've signed some good players. She's an outstanding recruiter.
There's Bonner, just lost the handle, will get it back. Spencer the rebound. Sydney Spencer 8 points, 5 boards. The story today, though, has been Parker and Zolman. They haven't played the last 12 minutes of this game. But Parker was 17, Zolman was 16. And Tennessee will run the clock out. There you go. Tennessee, impressive. Candace Parker, as always, impressive. Tennessee will move on. They will face the winner of Georgia or Vanderbilt, our late game tonight. But Tennessee dominates to the tune of 77-45. Parker was 17, Zolman was 16, but it was Fluker who led the Lady Volunteer attack with 19 points, 8 rebounds. Tennessee shoots 57%. They score 40 points in the paint to 26 for the Auburn Tigers. There's a look at our brackets and where we stand. We know 2 of the semifinal teams. Who's next? We shall see at our night session that begins at 7:30 Eastern time. Florida and Kentucky, 4th and 5th seeds, and then Georgia